Brisbane. Because I do know that Asama and Michael are still on the injury list. I thought Asama was a minor injury. He hasn't obviously got out for long.
Yeah, the last week or so he's had a setback. Michael O'Haron's actually trained really well the last few days. He's coming on great. We've got a few other little niggles that we'll just assess this morning, really. We've trained hard the last 10 days or so, in-house game last Saturday. So we've got a couple of little niggles this week. We're just seeing how they are at lunchtime today.
So no weekend off for the players. How did the house game go?
Yeah, good. Obviously it's still early season. There's plenty of things we've got to work on. There's plenty of things we've got to improve and get better on, and it was a competitive game. Full on. Everybody fighting for a place, and you want that competition for places. The young lads have come back now as well, to throw their hat into the ring to try and force the way into the side, which is what you want from the young players. So it was a good game and it was competitive.
Brandon's back in the squad. Will he play?
Again, we're just looking. We'll train this morning, look and assess how everybody is after training, and then decide. The team there. He took it well. He was out the side. For one game. I said he wasn't a scapegoat. He's trained really well. Been really positive around the group. Wanted to be part of it on the night, even though he wasn't in the group that was playing. He did the warm up. Was in with the group, encouraging the lads before the game, and wants to be a big part of it. And that's the type of attitude you want at the football club.
I was going to ask about Kieran Backus as well. So he started his season quite well, but obviously he's on an injury replacement contract. How are you already looking at ways to keep him in the club when Michael proves his fitness? What will you do with him?
Yeah, we've just got to explore, what avenues we've got. Obviously he's come in and done really well. A good character, a good man. Adapted to the group well and give a good account of himself in the games. And even now I think there's still more to come from him. He's getting fitter as the weeks go by, and certainly the last 10 days I think will have improved his fitness leading to the next few games. So we'll just work on ways and see what we can do to add him to our group.
Do you actually have any room under the salary cap?
They're just exploring exactly what we can and can't do. It's a complicated setup, with injury replacements and things like that. So we're just working through what is actually feasible that we can achieve.
I suppose I think you gave Christmas as Michael's most realistic timeline. So you've got a month or so to work it all out. Is that right, or is there an updated timeline?
No, not really. I mean, he's just. I think he's bang on course to achieve it. He's joined in yesterday for the first full time where there was no restrictions. He's had a couple of days earlier in the week where there's been some restrictions to what he's doing, but at least he's back on the park and building towards full fitness. He's done plenty of running. The ball work now is the last bit, and integrating him with the group. So it's so far so good with him. He's worked really hard to get himself back as quick as he can. He's a good pro. The medical staff have done a really good job with him, and he's chomping at the bit, and eager to play and prove what he can do in this league.
And just to go back to Mallet, because you said he had a setback, how far did it put it back?
Not that long, but it's obviously been a really frustrating for him and the club. Valley and Blackburn were the squad last year. He started the pre-season really well, and he's had one setback after another so far. So again, he's out on the grass doing a little bit yesterday, but we just hope that this time it's right and there's no more hiccups.
Talk about O'Halloran. It's back to full session. Is it too hard to sort of gauge specifics as to when exactly he'll be back?
I think we were guided a little bit by the medical staff as well. Obviously it was a bad injury really. He's worked really hard on it. He's built up a lot of strength. He's done all the things that he's been asked to do, and at the minute it's so far so good. So we just want to make sure that when we get him back, there's no more hiccups, and he's a really useful player for us between now and the end of the season.
Think about Brisbane. What's the biggest challenge that they pose to the Roar?
You know, you go up there, you know that they've got a good manager and a good team, and they've got people can hurt you. They've got experience in the side at this level. They know the jobs, they know the roles. The heat's always a factor going up there. You know, fortunately we've had a couple of decent days in Melbourne. You know, over the last 10 that we've had some training in that, and even last weekend was a warm day as well, so that helped in our preparation, you know, leading into it. But we know that they're an organised team, we know that they can score goals, and we know that they've got, you know, experience in the middle of the park and at the back.
Not all teams are in the same boat, but how does it sort of, you know, you came off a 2-0 win to Wellington, how does that sort of affect your momentum with a big break?
Everybody's the same, aren't they? They've got, you know, in football you're only as good as your next game, aren't you? So if you win, you want another game to come round so you can keep winning. If you lose, you want another game to come round so that you can get the feeling of losing out your system. So we've used it as an opportunity to work hard the last 10 days and get everybody in a good shape leading up to Christmas, and particularly after Christmas when games are coming fast and furious. So we've used it as a mini pre-season really the last 10 days.
Can I ask how the Asian Cup's going to affect the league over the next 6 weeks? Obviously it'll run over the league and you might miss players or something might. But do you sense, particularly amongst some of the Australians that might be vaguely there or thereabouts, maybe a riding degree type level, about an extra hunger, or is there anything there, do you think?
I think there is. There always is with when new managers join anywhere. You know, there's a new manager come in, he's shown that he's given people chances, and people have taken the chances this week, haven't they? And there'll be plenty of other people in the league looking at that, you know, desperate to try and force themselves into the manager's reckoning. You know, and if you're Australian and you're playing football in this league, you've got to be thinking that, haven't you? You've got to be thinking you can do as well as you possibly can for your team, and hope, you know, that the national manager, you know, takes notice of what you're doing.
And if someone like McGree or Lucky Wales go on a burst and score 6 in 6 and then puts their way into the team and be missing from
Well, you want people to be successful, don't you? You want players to be successful, do well for themselves, and there's no greater honour than representing the country. You know, it's obviously difficult at times for club managers. You know, we've already had, you know, 7 players that you regard as squad players out for a month or so already this season. You know, that's part and parcel of being a coach in this league. So you've got to get on with it. You know, we want the players to do well. We want them to be successful. We want them to have good careers. We want them to do really well here. And if they're doing all that, you're hoping for them that they get international recognition. So it's a normal event, really.